Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful gazers. Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. I'm just going to turn the camera around so you guys can see. I'm going to put the phone down here so that you can see the beautiful setting that we're in right now. We are at Taoist. It worked a second ago. Fantastic. Going on with this moon too. We have a new moon in Virgo. It's the black moon, which means that it's a new moon, the third new moon of the season. The fourth new moon of the season will be the day before the vernal, I keep saying vernal equinox, I keep saying it. The autumnal equinox, it'll be right at September 22nd will be the next new moon, and it will be the fourth full moon. Or new moon. My goodness, what is happening? I think I need to just take a second and sit. I've actually been sitting out here quite a while looking at this beautiful scene, listening to the waves roll in. The black moon, if you check your charts, black moon is Lilith. It's ruled by Lilith. The legend of Lilith goes that she was originally made at the same time as Adam, and that she was his perfect equal. They were made exactly the same. And so when it was demanded that she submit to Adam, she refused because she wasn't his lesser than, she wasn't his submissive, she was his equal. She is the equal. And by breaking free from him and doing what naturally came to her, she was villainized and demonized. And a new female form was created, and it was the submissive form of Eve. And so we worship Lilith and we celebrate Lilith for her independence, for her strength, for her gall, for her tenacity, for her willingness to stand firm even in the face of being demonized. You know, and she still brings us this beautiful rebellion, like Kali Ma, right? That destructive force of the feminine that is the sacred destruction, because things have to be broken down before they can be built, before they can be rebuilt, right? That's how it's feeling. And, you know, what's interesting too is that today is the new moon in Virgo. My moon is in Virgo. I'm really feeling this moon a lot. And Virgo is a star of the Virgin, right? And so we have these feminine aspects that need to be examined and honored, rather than villainized or patronized or put down. Right? The vestal part of ourselves, that pure part of ourselves, that's often taken advantage of or looked upon as something to prey upon, right? And instead that bringing out the purity of it and the strength of it and the retention of those pure, oh, spirit, thank you. And so today we look at things that need to be re-examined, the seeds that we're going to plant for the new. We have family and hearth. You see that? Family and hearth, right relations. I'm going to look it up, because these are the things that we are examining right now. What do we need to look at? Well, we need to look at where we come from. We need to look at who we're hanging out with. We need to look at our health and well-being and how that is affected by our relations, our actions, the things we do, and also how they help us and inspire us. Right relations, being with the right vibe of people, right? Since ancient times, the joys in conversation, humor, banter, and storytelling have been treasured by Celtic lands. After working day by day, men and women would gather around a fire for evening levity and swapping of news. A traveling storyteller might blend fact and fiction into a seamless tale. The mingling of friends and family around the hearth represents right relations among people. It is time to lighten up your professional identity and worldly status, to cultivate friendships, family relations, and community. This oracle suggests that your life activities have carried you too far adrift from the social activities and ordinary joys of life. Being in the right relationship with others immediately around you is to be relaxed with the human and unprotected side of who you are. There we go. See that? In good company, your identity and attachments to status and worldly pursuits can relax. This relaxed demeanor is not the suit or the side of your nature that you necessarily take to the office, but rather the side of your nature that wants to be known intimately among those you trust and love. The art of socializing for the sheer joy of it often seems curiously out of date nowadays. Nonetheless, all of us need the community of right relations, the cultivation of the familiar, and relaxed social relationships. And then that talk about like the purity coming back and that internal feminine and being kind of rebellious, right? And being in that right relation to the self and the right relation to those around us, not those who might demonize us, not those who might prey on us, those who would love us, support us, those setting those intentions because we know that it's good for our health and that our overall health and well-being is good for the overall health, wealth and well-being of all of those around us, those who depend on us, those who love us, those who consider us their safe haven, and who we consider ours. Right. Let's get a couple tarot cards. In honor of Lilith, we're reading the Kabbalistic tarot today. Back to the roots, the sacred roots of the tree of life, then the tree of life, all the aspects of it. Ancestors, spirits, guides. What messages do you have for the collective today? Wow. We get the Queen of Coins, water and earth, as we sit here in the water and the earth, right? And this is dependability, responsibility, being responsive, right? In the reverse, she's overbearing. She's not taking care of her shit. She's kind of expecting others to do it for her. This is a call to action. This is a call to response, right? Being awake and alert. And it says, I don't know if you guys can see that, but under those letters right there, it's the letters H, the sound H. Water and earth. Sometimes water can overcome the earth, right? Sometimes it's a basin to hold the fluid, the liquid. And when we mix water and earth together, earth becomes malleable and it can be formed into things like bowls, utensils, houses, right? The structures, the building blocks of our lives that we live. This is the building of the home here. This is about being comfortable in who we are on this earthly plane. And I think that that's another call that Lilith is reminding us of right now, is being comfortable in who we are, right? Shaking off those prefixes, those ideas that came here, that we came into, but we didn't come here with, right? Remembering who we are and why we're doing the things that we're doing. And if you feel uncomfortable in a situation or you feel like you're not on the right path, that's your spirit telling you, look deeper within. Now is the time to clear all of that out. We're going to be really taking a deep dive, whether we like it or not. It's probably already started for most of you. I know it's already started for me. And it's going to continue, these things like the things that we're unearthing right now, the seeds that we're planting, the places that we are, the things that we're looking at. We will have the opportunity to re-examine those over the next 3 months. Those things will keep coming back in different forms or iterations or bits of them, like in chunks of time, right? Like the situations will arise and you're going to have to take care of this. And then a little while later, another aspect of it, right? It's like letting that layer of paint dry before you come and apply the next layer so that it isn't smeared, it isn't smudged, and there's a vibrancy to it. That's what it feels like. It feels like application rather than removal. Remember, this is the building time. A lot of the things that we've already broken down, we're bringing back in. See, 5 of Cups and the Fool here. 5 of Cups and the Fool. Starting off on that new with the 2 cups that we have available to us. Not lamenting what had to be shed, not lamenting what needed to be let go of. There is a sense of regret here. Maybe if we're regretting something that we didn't do, or we're regretting how we handled something, now is a time to examine that, so that when we begin anew, or when we get the opportunity again, we can change that. We can try something different. Now we have the Aries and the Aquarius energy coming out. There's very leadership, very starting. There's a starting, which is perfect for this new moon. The 0 and the 5, the big changes, right? And maybe letting go. Again, we start with the family and the community, the right people, the right relations. And even if they're people that we may not necessarily have the best relationship with, but we are related to them, how has that affected us? What has that taught us? What have we taught them? Maybe that's not as much our business, but we do have to recognize that we are teaching people things around us if we want to understand how we're effective, how we're affecting them, how we're affecting the situation, how we're affecting our future and the directions that we would like to go. Wow. Let's get 2 more, please, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. I say 10 of Swords coming through. This is the promise that all of that if the past is done and over with. This is that completion point here. The sun in Gemini, right? The way that we were and the way that we're going. Talk about Adam and Eve. And here we have Cain and Abel coming out. And one sibling took the other one down out of jealousy. One was good and one was vengeful. One was spiteful. And the one that lived was the one that was spiteful. And here we are, Black Moon Lilith, right? The same ideology, the same family, the same group that did her wrong and that she refused to abide by. And look what happened, right? In that dynamic. And she is promising us that that is done and over with, that mentality, that dog eat dog we were talking about. This was coming out in the crystal ball. If you guys haven't listened to that, it was a really heavy reading. It was the last reading that we did. It was called The Matrix Isn't What You Think It Is. And it's extremely important. And sometimes it's so weird because I feel like we do these readings, we come to these conclusions, right? We have this channeling, these messages that come through, and the audience is extremely limited. And sometimes that's frustrating because we would like more people to hear these things. We would like more people to be aware of the things that we've been taught and the things that we've seen. And what it comes down to is it's not for everyone. Not everyone is ready for it. Not everyone has gotten there yet, right? This is talking about the fact that you have, and that all of that pain and suffering that you went through that got you to this point is done and over with. There is this completion point here, guys. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. The Magician. The Magician. All of those resources available for you. Again, Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, right? Coming out here, saying that the magic is yours, that all of these things have gotten you to the point where you are now able and capable of building anew, even if you don't quite see it yet, even if you don't have an idea of the final form of the thing. The new cycle has begun, you guys. The new cycle has begun. So much confirmation, the 5 of Cups with the Fool, leaving that done and over with. It's like once the emotional self recovers and resolves it, the mental self still has some picking through of old boxes to go through, right? And every once in a while, we come across one that we haven't seen, a sword, a thought, an idea that we haven't thought of in a while, that hasn't come through. And it's time to look at that again. Now, I'm going to pull a couple more tarot cards, and I have brought the Cat People Tarot. This is my original tarot deck, the first tarot deck I've ever had. This deck I've had for like probably 25, 30 years, maybe more. We're not going to talk about how old we are right now. We're going to talk about how young we are in spirit and how our spirit is reformed and remade every day if we give ourselves that intention. And this is a big, big cycle. This is like a whole new chapter. Wow, the wind is really picking up now. We feel you. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Ancestors, spirits, guides. Tell us about the new beginning. Tell us about where we're going. Tell us about what we'll see there. Oh, guys, so much Geminian energy coming out. It is the lovers and the Hermit. Thank you, Spirit. There is the new moon in Virgo. This Virgo energy that we're talking about here. Gemini rules Virgo. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of deciding which way to go. Talk about Gemini, Cain and Abel. This is the card for that, right? Our siblings, our partnerships, our business partners, our neighbors, the choice to bind with the right relations. And here it is again, knowing a new. Do not be afraid if once bitten, twice shy. If you've been there, done that, you're hesitant to do it again. This is Spirit responding with love. This is Spirit responding with gratitude and saying that it is time and it is okay. And that there are others out there who are also going through those same transformations, who've been through the same humbling as you. And they're also ready to make that choice and partner. Hey, maybe we do. Look at that. I just got called a mermaid, guys. See, what a beautiful day. And here we have these kittens. There we go. Love. Like, how are you seeing yourself? How are others seeing you? How beautiful is this? It's a whole new light, you guys. A whole new light. And here we have the Virgo energy, the Hermit energy. Even though we're sharing things with others, the light comes from within. And that's the beautiful part, right? That retention of individuality for all of the players on the board, for all of the members of the council, for all of the members of the family, for all of the people at the table, coming together to create a thing that is the uniform and unison of all, and yet at the same time being individual and retaining that individuality. And there's a call here about health and how we take care of ourselves. That's our physical health, of course. Are we eating right? Are we drinking enough water? Are you getting enough sun and fresh air? Have your feet touched the ground in a while? Have you sat on the earth? Have you listened to the bugs and watched the moonrise? The bugs and the birds are hearing the seagulls over here. Getting back in touch with nature, getting back in touch with ourselves and not losing it because of what we've been taught we were quote unquote supposed to do. Now I have the Practical Magic spell deck, getting a little witchy, getting a little woo-woo here, you guys. What spells? Ooh, if people choose, if they'd like, what spell could we do today to enhance this great vision, to bring us closer to our dream desires, to help germinate those seeds? Ancestors, Spirit. Wow. Incantation for insight and inspiration. Perform this spell on a full moon night for full effect. Ooh, and it's the full moon and it's the new moon. So let's just see. Place one blue and one white candle on your altar. Light your favorite incense, one that stimulates your thinking. Scratch your name onto the blue candle. For the white candle, scratch the name of someone who inspires you. Wow, guys. Light your name candle and the incense and recite, "This candle burns for me." Light the candle of hope and say, "Here burns my hope for," and put the name. Sit with your eyes closed for a few minutes and picture yourself enacting your hope desire. Let the candles burn completely for full changing. And this doesn't have to be a love. I do not recommend putting love spells on anybody. That's forcing someone's free will, and it's generally a big time no-no. If you've practiced with energy, if you've done energy work, if you've done incantations and spells, you've probably heard of the lesson of three, the rule of three, the rule of 10, the magnification. So anything that we put out comes back to us threefold. This is talking about having good intentions. Maybe there's somebody that you'd like to build a better relationship with. Maybe there's somebody who is going through a trying time, right? And you'd like for them to know that you're supporting them. Maybe it's somebody that you haven't seen in a long time, whose thoughts you were with. Maybe that person is in spirit. Maybe that person is in the physical form and you haven't met them yet, right? These are people who inspire us, people who we love and we feel that connection to, right? And this is about bringing inspiration through ourselves and to them. So if we bring inspiration to somebody that we love and miss, we are also going to have that inspiration reflected back to us. If we wish them well-being, we're also going to have that reflected back to us. If we wish them something that is controlling of their free will, you bet your ass your free will is going to get taken through a loop there. So just be mindful of that. Protection spells, love spells, all of those things should and can be done with the purity of heart. You know, true love is letting something be free and letting something be itself and on its own terms. And so I'm just, as I said, I watched these two waves just kind of cross perpendicular to each other. And while they did intersect, they continued on. They didn't disrupt or destroy each other. And I feel like that's part of this loving incantation, this love that we're learning. And that Lilith is teaching us as a baseline lesson for that independence and that know-how, right? We're just really feeling it. I'm going to go later to the point out there. What you're looking at is like a C-shaped point that goes out over Lake Huron. So on the other side of it, there's much, much, much more lake. And we're going to go over there later on today when the sun comes up fully. And it's supposed to clear out these clouds. But the moon pulls on the water, doesn't it? And so we aren't surprised when there's a new moon or a full moon, especially when it's so close to the earth. Like these supermoon cycles, it get closer and closer and closer. You know, it's Lilith's shadow. It lets her hang out a little bit longer without being dissipated by the heat of the morning sun. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to get a message from Hafiz, and then we'll let you guys get on your beautiful day and start setting those intentions. Ancestors, Spirit, what message do you have? Wow. Establish priorities. Establish priorities. And look at the moon. See the moon in the card right there. Establish priorities. Number 4. This is a huge deal. It says, I like perching on a limb in the sky like the moon, says Hafiz. Your priorities are known to all around you based on your actions. We can see all that's really important to you if we observe how you spend your day, week, or year. Take a close look at what matters. What master are you serving today? Are you in alignment? Your priorities need shifting in order to keep yourself healthy and whole. Wow. This is a good time to assess where and how you are showing up and whether or not it serves your values. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. What a complete lesson. What a complete lesson. And a very strong message coming in today. Set your priorities straight for your own health and well-being, and how you're treating yourself. How you're treating yourself is how others are treating you. And on this beautiful day, I think that we're really re-examining this, setting whole new seeds. There is a confirmation of completion to that thought cycle. There is a confirmation to the cycle beginning of the new. All of that is here for you. All of that is at your disposal and ready for you to utilize, assess, protect, and grow. And I'm wishing you all the best during this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, during this beautiful, beautiful week, month, and year. How are you spending your time? I just want to thank you for spending a little bit of it with me and us today. Wishing you guys all the best. Thank you for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe if this resonated with you. And thank you for coming back and seeing us again next time. Bye.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.